Welcome in, friends. Welcome to the Blue Collar Broadcast, Game 6, live in Toronto, the Rogers Center, as the Jays are on the doorstep of hoisting another title. It's been a while, but tonight could be the night. Got to check it out first. Kevin Gossman on the mound, 2-2 record, 2.55 ERA in the postseason. Pitched a nice game in game two, but just ran into a buzzsaw by the name of Yamamoto, who he's squaring up against tonight. And that is the beauty of this 7-game format, because this is the second time these two are going to do it. And it should be great as we get ready for Gossman's warm-ups and Shohei Ohtani, Godzilla himself, leading it off for the Dodgers. Everyone's going to tell you that the Blue Jays are hitting better than the Dodgers, and that's true. But aside from Yamamoto, the Blue Jays pitching has been better. Their bullpen's been better. Their starting pitching has been better. And I mean, we'll see how it goes tonight. But Gossman here for his second start now in the series, as he's just about ready. Got to love to see Toronto in the powder blues as the Canadian fans are on their feet. The Labatt Blue is on ice and ready to just be sprayed throughout the city of Toronto. As we get ready, excuse me, for the first pitch here, and Godzilla, number 17, leading it off. Gossman at the belt and ready to work. Here we go. First pitch, changeup, low, swung on and missed, 0-1, and what a way to start it off there. Ohtani, 316, 3 bombs, and 5 ribbies in the World Series. Outside of game 3, been a little bit quiet, but always the dangerous at bat. Here comes the 0-1. Swing and a miss again, splitter away, 0-2, and Gossman's ahead, and what a way to start him off with 2 splitters right out of the gate. I'm still calling that a changeup. Waved at by the big fella. 0-2. Dodgers tweaked the order just a little bit. You got Smith hitting in the 2-hole. And quite the difference from the LA games. Look at the crowd here. Everyone on their feet the whole way. Got minions and everything. Here's the 0-2. Same pitch, outside corner. 1-2. Nice idea. Tried the corner, just missed it there. And Gossman is ahead of Ohtani, 1-2. First batter of the game as Godzilla awaits. Here's the pitch. Another splitter in the dirt, 2-2. And he's got a healthy diet of splitters there. That's 4 straight for him. And the Canadian fans, I think, they're just gonna stand all night. And I can't say that I blame them, because it's been over 30 years since they hoisted a title, and tonight could be the night. Here comes the 2-2. High fastball swung on, fouled off. Nice job by Godzilla to stay alive as Gossman retrieves another ball. And Gossman, as we get some highlights of his first outing in game 2, he pitched a great game, and he was cruising there. And then he got into the 7th and just kind of, he got beat. Smith beat him, and that was it. Here's a pitch. Swing and a miss there on the splitter, and Ohtani goes down, 1 away. Nice start from Gossman, and we're already off as we should be. And to be truthful, the majority of the series has been pitchers' duels. I mean, there's outside of a few home runs here and there, and Godzilla here going crazy in game 3. It's just been a lot of good pitching, as Ohtani was trying to put one up there in the maple syrup depository in right field and pulled his head out. 1 down here. Will Smith at the plate. First pitch. Fastball outside corner, bounce to third. Little Ernie Clement charging, and he'll let it go foul. 0-1. So Smith got into one in game 2 against Gossman and put one in the upper deck and left. But whole new ball game here. Let's see. He's been going pretty heavy with the off speed. Let's see if he continues to attack him. Haven't seen a whole lot of fastballs out of him in the early going here, as Smith just takes his time getting back to the plate to regroup. And again, welcome in, friends. Blue Collar Broadcast here, game 6. Let's hope that umpire just stays out of our way tonight. We would hate to have a replay of game 3. 0-1 the count, as Dave Roberts is standing off his perch. Unfamiliar territory for him. He's usually sitting pretty calm, but the Dodgers are against the wall tonight. Canadian fans still on their feet. 0-1 pitch. Spiked a slider in the dirt, 1-1. And here we get the line on Will Smith, 238, one bomb, that one off Gossman in game 2, and 4 ribs in the World Series. He was hitting pretty good in games 1 and 2, and his gun kind of ice cold along with the rest of the Dodger lineup. The 1-1. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss at the splitter, 1-2. Nice location from Gossman. He's had that pitch working really, really well in the early going. Everything's below the knees, just dying out like that. Man, that is really, really tough to hit as Smith just flails at it and is behind in the count 1-2. Gossman has his pitch and he is at the belt. Here he comes in the dirt with the splitter, 2-2. Another thing to monitor here too with both of these pitchers with heavy dose of splitters is any pass balls with Smith, and Yamamoto and Gossman and our man, Alejandro Kirk. It's always in play. In Goss we trust. Okay, we'll see about that, Canadians. 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Swung on and hit down the left field line, foul. Splitter there. Smith was just a bit out front as he lined one down the line. Good job getting the bat on it there. And we'll replay the 2-2. And like I mentioned, Smith has been, one of the lone bright spots in the order outside of Ohtani's big game 3. So no surprise to see him move up to 2 in the order. 2-2 from Gossman. Same splitter again, struck him out swinging, 2 down. And man, oh man, Kevin Gossman is loving that splitter. And that thing is looking mighty, mighty fine. Starting at the knees and just dropping down to the ankles to the feet as we get the big brother view. Swung on and missed. Oh, that's a foul ball. Of course they give us the wrong one. There it is. And that's just got a lot of bite to it. It's a circle change, man. And 2 down as Freddie Freeman steps in. Here's the pitch. Fastball inside off the inside corner, 1-0. And to be honest, it seems like they're pitching Freeman in, like every pitcher's jamming him in, and he's only hitting 250 in the series. The big walk-off in game 3, but aside from that, he's been mighty, mighty quiet. Let's see if he can change that tonight. Dodgers really could use him. Swung on and fouled off the left field side, 1-1 at the fastball. And Gossman coming at him with the fastball. Nice to see it. But let's see if he goes back to that splitter now, that changeup, because he's got it working real nice. Gossman has his pitch, and he is at the belt. Here comes the 1-1. Splitter swung on and missed, 1-2. Nice pitch, and again, he is completely dialed with that. I mean, he's just throwing darts out there. As Freeman is got one pitch left here, 1-2 the count. Top of the first, 0-0. Game number 6. Here it comes. Same pitch, struck out the side. Man, oh man, Kevin Gossman came to play. And we are off and running, folks. We're through half an inning as we await Toronto to come out as they check his glove for sandpaper. They should check his back pocket. That's where they keep it. Enjoy these commercials, folks. 40% interest rate credit cards, Ozempic, and all that good stuff. We'll be back. Hang tight now. Welcome back, friends. Bottom one. First pitch from Yamamoto. Splitter on the inside corner to George freaking Springer. Great to see him back in the lineup as he had to miss a couple of games of that little side strain there. Here comes the second pitch from Yamamoto. Swing and a miss, and there goes Springer down to a knee, per usual. He goes through about 8 pairs of shoes every game because he swings so damn hard. Postseason line on Yamamoto 3-1, 1.57. He's got a bunch of pitches that he throws, but he relies heavily on the fastball splitter combo. Here comes the 0-2 to Springer. High fastball misses. 1-2. 97 up at the neck. As George Springer's back in the lineup, and the Toronto fans have to love that. And they have to love the Powder Blues because they've been pretty damn good luck for him so far. Here's the 1-2. Curveball swung on, fouled off his knee, and Springer just continues to just take shrapnel over and over again. Whew, man, down to a knee. I'm sure he's hurting a little bit, but this is potentially his last game of the season, so we'll have plenty of time to take off after this, assuming they win, that is. And Springer just wincing after every play. Here's the pitch. He checks his swing on the splitter inside. They go down to first. And no, he did not go. As we get our first look at Coach Miller time over there, he seems to be in mighty fine spirits. Probably got, at least a 6-pack down before the game. Here comes a 2-2. Yamamoto kicks. Swung on and hit down the third base line foul. And Springer, man, I wonder if he can even finish this game. It looks like he's in a fair deal of pain there. Like I said, potentially the last game of the year. And it's the splitters. Yeah, every time he's swinging, he's oof, man. 2-2 pitch. Curveball swung on, hit to short. Betts got it over to first. In time, Springer was hustling, but nice play, Mookie Betts. 1 up and 1 down for Yamamoto. And Yamamoto absolutely mowed down this Jays lineup the first time through. And, he did the same thing, complete game to Milwaukee in the prior series. So Jays better be on their A game today as Nathan Luke steps in, hitting 250 in the World Series, 1 rib. Here comes the first pitch from Yamamoto. Fastball outside corner, strike 1 at the belt, 0-1. And Luke's was not in last game, but he's in today against the righty here. Here comes the 0-1. Swung on, hit to third. Oh, and it gets under Muncie's glove. He misplayed the hop. Curious to see what they rule that. I mean, you got to have that one. High bounding ball to Muncie. He's kind of playing in. Tried to play the short hop, got right under his glove, and you need to make that play. He's playing well off the line, bounces right to him, and that's E5. Okay, that you have to make that play. He tried to play the short hop, and that's unacceptable for Game 6 in the World Series, unless the Dodgers want to go home. But I mean, they had some great. They gave him a hit on that, huh? Okay. 1 down. Here's Big Bad Vlad. First pitch, slider outside. Nice pitch from Yamamoto on the black. 0-1 the count. Vlad Guerrero Jr., 364, 2 bombs, 3 ribbies in the World Series, 8 home runs in the postseason. Arguably their best player, undoubtedly. 0-1 pitch. Inside with the splitter, 1-1. Nice pitch there from Yamamoto, and he is working it in and out very well here. And as he did in the last game, he is moving quickly, and he knows how he wants to attack these guys. 1-1. 1 down now. Man on first. The pitch to Guerrero. Hanger and hit the third. That's a double play ball. Over to second for 1. Back to first in time. And nice job, Yamamoto, as he gets the double play. Muncie makes up for it. 5-4-3. And that time he did textbook form as he gets it over to Rojas. Back over to Freeman for 1. And that'll end the first as Yamamoto squeezes out of it. We'll be back for the second inning. Hang tight now. Welcome back, friends. Top of the second inning, game six. Mookie Betts up for the Dodgers. First pitch swinging, foul ball down the third base line. And if anyone needs a hit more than Pajes, it's this man right here. 3 for 23, hitting a buck 30. Not okay for the guy hitting cleanup, and not okay for his price tag either. Just saying. 0-1, Gossman ahead again. Here comes the pitch. Oh, there's that splitter again, waved at 0-2. And that thing looks really, really good because, I mean, everything is below the knees and just dying out. And Dave Roberts is taking an interest in this game much earlier than in previous ones. 0-2, Gossman ahead, and he is already at the belt. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, fouled off. We'll do it again. And the Canadian fans are not, just not going to sit the entire game. And I'm totally okay with that. And they shouldn't, because this is a really big deal right here. Like to see that type of energy. Not kind of what we really saw in LA, but we'll get into that a little bit later. 0-2, the count. Here's the pitch. High fastball. Nice idea. Misses up. 1-2. And, as mentioned, Mookie Betts has been grinding pretty hard. They walked Otani in game three, 3 or 4 times just to get to this guy. Couldn't do anything. Man, it's got to weigh on you. Here's the 1-2. High fastball, swung on, fouled off, and we'll do it again as we get some low lights now for Mookie Betts. Yeah, that's just great. Just some kind of stats that just really aren't helping us here. So as we prepare for the 1-2 pitch from Gossman, he is ready, and here it comes. Another splitter, hit to third. Little Ernie Clement over to first in time, and one down. Betts is retired again. Little Ernie Clement almost short hopped his big first baseman there, but well done. And well done by Gossman to get the lead runner, as that's going to bring up Teoscar Hernandez. Oh, sorry, Max Muncy, third baseman. And Betts just, man, continues to disappoint. It's kind of surprising that they put him in the cleanup, to tell you the truth. I mean, why not just drop him a little bit? Oh, it is Teoscar Hernandez. Right field. First pitch, swung on, waved at. 0-1. Hernandez got those patented purple shoes. He did touch up Scherzer in game 3 there with the home run, but been pretty quiet ever since. Had the golden sombrero, game 2, against this man right here. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, fouled off at the splitter, 0-2. And as has been the trend here, Gossman is ahead of hitters, and that splitter is looking really, really good. Just diving away as he can set up an out pitch here. Let's see how he decides to attack Hernandez, who has been known to be a free swinger too. Doesn't really strike me as a 2-strike approach kind of guy. 0-2 pitch. Gossman at the belt. Here it comes. Splitter swung out and missed, and Hernandez goes down, and that's 2 outs as Gossman has his 4th strikeout of the night. We get another look at it here, and man, that thing's just about perfect there. You're not going to get beat down there, and if they hit it, it's going right in the ground. Well done. So that will bring up now Max Muncy's coming up to the plate. He had some loud contact earlier, and he even had some loud contact against Gossman. Let's see what he can do here. 150 in the World Series. First pitch fastball at the knees, strike 1, 0-1, 96 on the inside corner. And here you go again, Max Muncy, 3 for 20, hitting a buck 50 and 188 in the postseason. Man, Dodgers really got to get a spark from someone. Let's see if Muncy can be the guy. Here comes the 0-1. Splitter in the dirt, nice take by Muncy, 1-1. And Muncy, as he should, has a playoff beard going. Sporting the trap shooters, nothing wrong with that. He is 7 for 21 career against Kevin Gossman, and he could sure use a hit right now. Canadian fans still on their feet. Here comes the 1-1. Splitter waved out on the outside corner, 1-2. And man, these people think every pitch is the last pitch, and I absolutely love it. 1-2 the count. Top of the second here, 2 down. Gossman trying to work another perfect inning as some Canadian fans are getting their poutine down and everyone else is just crushing molten ice. 1-2 count. Here it comes. Splitter. Slow. 2-2. Easy take there for Muncy as he spiked it ahead of home plate. He'll get himself a new ball, go to the Vaseline under the top of his head. rub that sandpaper in his back pocket, and he is ready to work. As Max Muncy digs in, and he is ready to go. Here comes the 2-2. High fastball fouled off. We'll do it again. Nice idea from Gossman. Nice job by Muncy to foul it off. And another observation here early, folks. No Marlins man, thankfully. As we get a look at Pete Walker, a.k.a. Sam Crow, the Toronto pitching coach. Nice look, handlebars. That is blue collar broadcast approved. Here comes the pitch. Nice take from Muncy. Splitter. That's an out pitch there. And it's 3-2. And this is shaping up to be a really decent at bat. He had some good at bats against Gossman in game 2 as well. And he took him deep too, down the left field line. So let's see the 3-2 on its way. Swing and a miss at the splitter, and he got him. 5th K. And man, Gossman's dialed in. These Canadian fans are absolutely loving this as we get another look at it here. And man, down to a knee, a la George Springer. Canadian fans think it's over. Lot of game left, friends. We're through 1.5. We'll be back for the second inning. Hang tight now. Bottom 2, friends. We are back. Yamamoto on the slab, ready to work. Bo Bichette leading off. First pitch fastball. He bears it right down the middle. 0-1 the count. Bo Bichette, 5 for 16 in the series, 3 ribs. Been a nice shot in the arm for the Jays lineup. Next pitch, fastball outside, 1-1. Have him hitting cleanup today. Yeah, he's been a nice addition to this Jays lineup. Nice punch, right? Especially backing up Vlad. Here comes the 1-1. Slider outside corner, 1-2. Catches the outside. Yamamoto's looking sharp too. Man, this guy's one hell of a pitcher, I'm telling you. And the Jays, it's looking like they're going to have to manufacture something, which they are prone to do, but let's see it. 1-2, swung on him, missed, struck him out. Nasty, nasty slider there. And on cue, Yamamoto is just mowing him down. Guy is absolute nails. As Dalton Varsho The Lenny Dykstra lookalike comes up, and Varsho hitting 227, one bomb, two ribs. Plays a hell of a good center field too for these Jays. Here's a first pitch, curveball, misses inside, 1-0. As he digs back in, Yamamoto moving quickly on the slab. Here comes the 1-0. He kicks, and the pitch, swing and a miss at a splitter, low in the zone, 1-1. And the Canadian fans have sat down now. I'm guessing they're just trying to give their men some time to get something going. Here's the 1-1. Same thing, low in the dirt, 2-1. As we get the line on Yamamoto, last time out, or I guess this is game 6 of the Japanese series 2 years ago. It's great. Here's the 2-1. Swung on, hit down the left field line, but foul. Fastball away, and it is 2-2 now. And Yamamoto wastes no time. And again, I'll say it, he's working both sides of the plate, and everything's down. The only time this guy's getting anything up in the zone is on a high cheese, on a fish pitch. So, as last game, looking sharp. Here comes the 2-2. Slider blooped into center field, and no, not quite. Mookie Betts nabs it at short, and there's 2 down. Looked like that might get in, but Yamamoto in on the wheelhouse of Varsho, and that is very well done there. As we await the blue collar broadcast, favorite player, Alejandro Kirk, the big fella, catcher, hitting in the 6-hole tonight. And man, oh man, has this guy had some really big moments, sporting the high knees as he awaits the first pitch from Yamamoto. Curveball over the middle, and that was up, but Kirk let it go. 0-1. That's the same pitch that he took deep against Glasnow in LA. 2 bombs in the series for Kirk, and Yamamoto doesn't want to live up there to the big man. Splitter inside, misses, 1-1. A lot of movement on that pitch, just boring in. And again, he's working both sides. Most home runs by a catcher, single season, postseason, all time. Kirk, number 1. Can't say I'm surprised. Here comes the 1-1 from Yamamoto. Fastball outside corner, just missed off the outside. Nice pitch from Yamamoto. Good take there from Kirk. And that's the other thing. This guy is a pain in the ass if you're a pitcher. He fouls off a lot of pitches. He's got a good eye, and he's got some pop. Here comes a 2-1 from Yamamoto. Slider away, misses 3-1, and that one wasn't close. As a couple of Canadians stand up, I guess that Amazon clicker is how they communicate with the catcher. News to me. It's weird. They used to just put fingers down back in the old day. Here comes the 3-1 from Yamamoto. The kick. Fastball inside corner. Great pitch there. 3-2 count. And Yamamoto, he seems to have precision control today as Barger waits on deck. Also, another live bat in the Jays order. Yamamoto has his pitch, and he is ready to work. Here comes the 3-2. He kicks and fires. Swung on and hit a mile high, short center field. Tommy Edman there. He's under it, and that's going to end the inning. And well done, Yamamoto, as he continues to work through the Jays lineup. We're through 2, shaping up to be a pitcher's duel. Game 6, folks. Hang tight. We'll be back. Welcome back, baseball fans. Top of the third we go. Kevin Gossman back on the bump for the Jays as he is going to attack the bottom of the order. Kike Hernandez leading it off here, the number 7 hitter. Here comes the first pitch from Gossman. There's that slider right at the knees. Low, ball 1. Nice idea, nice location. Kike Hernandez had some moments here. He's played decent defense for him out there, and he's had some moments. He's trying to grow some facial hair, which again is mandatory in October, but we'll see. Next pitch, change up, outside corner, 1-1. He is sporting the trap shooters, which are blue collar broadcast approved. We're okay with that. And it's 1-1 now. Gossman, similar to Yamamoto, working quickly here at the belt. Here comes the 1-1. Changeup swung on and missed inside, and that pitch is working for Gossman, and he's going to it often. Now, something to monitor. He needs to keep it down in the zone, but so far so good as he is just mowing him down. Kike Hernandez takes a big sigh in as he prepares and digs in. The 1-2 on the way. Gossman at the belt, and here it comes. Low, 2-2. Going back to the well there with the off speed. And if you're going to miss, keep it down there. And it's nice to see Coach Miller time. He looks like he's got a decent little heat on, not too bad, as he surveys the field. As we await the 2-2 from Gossman, Canadians are on their feet. Here it is. Slider outside corner, rung him up backwards, K. And that's the sixth strikeout now for Gossman. Good first time through the order, I'll say. Man, oh man. 6 out of 7 guys K'd as we go all the way through it. Godzilla. Will Smith goes down, struck out the side in order. Freeman waves at it. Another splitter there to Teoscar Hernandez. And then Max Muncy, just one after the other. And then the cement mixer. Not a great pitch, not a great location, but he caught Hernandez off guard, and he's down as we wait Tommy Edman. First pitch swinging down the line, fair ball down into the corner. That's going to be 2. Edman rounds first, and he's just going to trot into second as Barger throws it in. Nice job, Tommy Edman. And man, oh man, did they need something, and he gave it to him. He was a big shot in the arm with the defense in Game 3, and here he comes through with the leadoff double. Nice job, Tommy Edman, as he just drops the hammer and he hits it right over Big Bad Vlad there. Not much vertical for the big. Well, he got up there a little bit, just a little bit late, I suppose. Nice effort, big man. 1 down, top of the third. As the Dodgers have a threat now, man on second. Miguel Rojas, welcome to the game. Slider waved at and missed. 0-1. Rojas came in the marathon game, but aside from that, we haven't seen much of him. Second baseman. Looks like he's about 45 years old, but I'm not going to hold that against him. Number 72, sporting a little facial hair, like we like to see. Got the eye black, just like Will Clark. Might have something here. Let's see how the big fella does. 0-1 pitch. Splitter. 1-1. Misses away. Nice idea from Gossman, as Dave Roberts looks to have a lot of nervous energy going, and I understand that mighty well. They are against the wall here, and they got to have it. Number 9 hitter, Rojas. Here's the pitch. Fastball. Whoa, it almost hit him, and he swung at it. Man, he should have just took that one. Up and in, and he just gets sawed off. Here's a good look at it. Big brother view. Up and in on the hands. Man, that has to hurt. That his hands are still ringing there. And maybe that's why he's been at the bottom of the order. But Pages has been down there and is hitting below 100, so it can't get any worse than that. 1-2 to Rojas on the way. Splitter, nice take, Rojas. 2-2. He didn't offer at it. Good pitch from Gossman. That's his out pitch there. As Rojas got a nice little chew going there, and that is also approved. As Godzilla's on deck, second time through the order coming up. So Miguel Rojas here, 0-2 in the World Series. Big at bat. Fastball to knees, got him. Struck him out looking, and that's 7 Ks now from Gossman. Man, oh man. Second fastball on the at bat. And the Jays fans are celebrating like it's over. Hang tight now. You got second time through the order with Godzilla coming. Nice little frame job. Big brother Dirt Cam says yes as he punches him out. Kike Hernandez doesn't like it, but we don't really care what that guy thinks. Top 3, 2 down, as they intentionally walk Godzilla, and I'd say that's a great move. Make everyone else beat you. I mean, this is really the only guy that's been hitting. Will Smith a touch, Tommy Edman a touch, but everyone else, I mean, Freeman hit the walk-off, but what else has he done? But speak of the devil, this is a guy that has hit a little bit. He did hit a bomb off Gossman in Game 2, so Will Smith could really make him pay here. Here comes the first pitch. Slider outside corner. Ooh, close pitch. Doesn't get it. 1-0. 227, one bomb off Gossman, 4 ribbies. Has had some loud contact. Here comes the 1-0 from Gossman. He looks Edmund back, and the pitch a splitter hit down the line and left. It's going back to the wall. It's off the wall into the corner. Luke picks it out. Edmund scores. Here comes the throw. No, they keep Will Smith with the double as they keep Ohtani at third base, and the Dodgers are on top, 1-0. Nice job, Will Smith. Splitter low and in, and he was sitting on it, and he almost got it out of here. Big fly to left. Ricochets up against the wall. Nathan Lukes picks it up. Nice job, Will Smith. And as mentioned, he had some loud contact, and he's pumped, and he should be pumped. The Dodgers finally got something going here as they get to Gossman first. And here comes Freddie Freeman. Swung on, fouled off. A lot of plate there on the fastball. Still 2 down here. Top of the third. 1-0. Dodgers on top. As Ohtani leads off third. Base hit here makes this a 3-0 game as Will Smith will be running on contact. Will Smith 4 for 6. Rest of the team 3 for 26. Runners in scoring position. Yeah, that is accurate. Splitter in the dirt. Gloved by the big fella. Don't get crossed up now, big man. As little Ernie Clement comes over, gives a little tap to Ohtani and says, nice job there. 1-1 the count. So second time through the order here for the Dodgers, and already some loud contact. Nice piece of hitting from Will Smith. Tommy Edman had the double. And let's see if Gossman can get out of it and just keep it at 1. Big pitch coming in here. 1-1. Fastball inside corner misses 2-1. And the Jays fans want it, but they don't really know what's going on back there. But we'll be them, okay? They're sharpening their ice skates. I mean, hockey season just getting going. I mean, we just got to bear with these Canadian fans. They're doing their best. 2-1 the count. 2 down, top 3. Dodgers on the board. Here's the pitch. In the dirt, 3-1. Nice block by the big man. Much better technique there. That's what we like to see out of our guy behind the plate. And I will mention it again. If Alejandro Kirk does not win the Gold Glove, then I want a congressional hearing because that man is absolutely nails as Yamamoto gets ready to just mow him down. 3-1 the count. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Ooh, take by Freeman. Man, that was a close pitch. Gossman wanted it. We wanted it. That was a strike about 3 minutes ago as Sam Crow walks out of the bullpen and says, we can't afford to get too far behind with Yamamoto throwing BBs on the mound. So Sam Crow trots out and Mookie Betts. Now, Mookie Betts has struggled mightily throughout the series. Everyone knows it. Mookie Betts knows it. And if there was ever a time for this guy to get a hit, now's the time. Okay, whatever with these stats. Mookie Betts is wearing his batting average like a cheap suit. He just can't get away from it. He's in Pages territory around 100 something. If he gets a hit right here, that will energize the Dodgers dugout like nothing else. So let's see what goes on here. This right here is a massive moment in this game. Early going here. Gossman was dealing, what do you have? 6-7 Ks first time through the lineup. Edmund pokes a double off him, and then Will Smith gets him. And now Mookie Betts has a chance at redemption. Let's see how it goes. Got the high knees. He does have the mandatory October facial hair, which we appreciate. As he prepares, Gossman at the belt. He looks Smith back at second. And here's the pitch. Low, slider away, 1-0. Well, he got him with the splitter before, and Betts just popped it up as we get a look at how many grand slams he has. Well, that wasn't in the World Series, so we'll see. 1-0. Gossman at the belt, the 1-0. So slider, 1-1. Betts takes it on the outside corner. That one was up a little bit. Betts let it go. 1-1 count here. 2 down, top of the third. Big moment here. Mookie Betts, got to have it. Let's see if Gossman can get out of it. Pitch count already up to 52. Swing and a miss. The fastball up and in, 1-2. Challenged him up and in, and Betts was late. And Betts has been late pretty consistently. And that just got in on him, and he's just behind it. And man, Mookie Betts, choke up on the bat or do something. Got to have something here. The 1-2 from Gossman. High fastball again, fouled off. Nice job. 97, well up and out of the zone. As Betts fouls it off, he touches his lucky charm and says, "Please help me." And does he ever need help here? Again, Betts is hitting cleanup today. So, I mean, if you're Dave Roberts, you're kind of like, why are you letting Pajes hit cleanup? Canadian fans are on their feet. Here comes the 1-2. Swung on and hit the left field. Base hit, Mookie Betts. Big hit there. 1 run scores. Luke's up with it. Here comes a throw. Not in time. 2 run scores, and the Dodgers are up 3-0. Well done, Mookie Betts, and he is pumped, and he should be. It's about time for the big dollars to cash in. Dave Roberts is stoked. Man, 3-0 Dodgers, and they came to play today. And it's good to see Mookie Betts get off the snide. I'm sure he was, look at him. He's got to be so jacked. And look at the location from Gossman. Fastball up in the zone, and he just tags it to left. And this Gossman, second time through the order, no Kershaw, no. Okay? Nice job, Mookie Betts. I'm sure that felt really, really good there. 3-zip Dodgers. As Gossman plays a little shove with Ohtani, and he's not going to win that battle. Slider to Hernandez, check swing foul, 0-1. And now Gossman has to have it here. He has to have it. 2 2/3 innings now. He's given up 3 as Hernandez or as Vlad is like, man, it's about time you got to hit over there. Mookie Betts is finally talking to people now. Well, that's a huge weight lifted off of him. 0-1 to Teoscar Hernandez here. Still a runner in scoring position as Gossman is at the belt. He looks back Freeman, and here comes the pitch. Ooh, splitter again, waved at and missed. 1-2. And don't be surprised if he sees that pitch again. As he goes to the Vaseline on the bottom of his cap. And we prepare. Teoscar Hernandez steps out to regroup a little bit. And the damage is done, and Gossman is not out of it. And at this point in time, Miller time has to be thinking, how long am I? Welcome back, friends. Bottom of the third. Addison Barger leading off for the Jays. First pitch splitter at the knees, and Yamamoto doesn't get it. Low, 1-0. As we got to look at Mookie Betts finally starting to talk and laugh to some people. That's what happens when you get on base there, Mookie. Addison Barger having himself a series, potential MVP. Fastball inside, 1-1, strike on the inside corner. Yeah, I mean, it's got to be Barger, pinch hit Granny, some huge defensive plays, a lot of offense. Here comes a 1-1. Slider up, strike two, 1-2. It's kind of a weak little strike call by the umpire, but it's all right. Bam Bam Barger, no, just no. That no, not a good sign. Bottom three here. Barger leading off the 1-2. Curveball swung on, slap foul, and we'll do it again. 1-2. And like I said, Barger, guy's got a big swing. I mean, a lot of power, and he lets it rip. He's like Springer from the left-handed side of the plate. He just will uncork on anything. Here comes the 1-2. High fastball swung on, foul, fair ball down the left field line, hits against the wall, and Hernandez overran it and he tries to pick it up and throw him out, but Barger will be in there with the double. Man, what a weird play that was. He thought it was foul. I thought it was foul. Kind of just got in on him quick as we get a look at that stupid sign. And the Canadian fans, oh my God, grown men should not wear Halloween costumes. That is not okay. Here's a good look at it. Line drive. Oh, it looked foul. The double umpire there. They had to look at each other to call it too. Man, these guys are. And Barger is just like, whoa, I got sawed off. As it drops in there, hits a little short wall, ricochets over. Hernandez had to just reverse course and an easy double. And the Jays are in business here. As little Ernie Clement takes a first pitch slider on the inside part of the plate. Little Ernie Clement, 7 for 22. Lot of stick, hitting 391 in the postseason with 9 RBIs. Good little player here and a lot of pop at the bottom of the order. This could be a good move moving him down. Here comes the pitch. Curveball fouled off, 0-2. As we get some Capital One nonsense here about Ernie Clement's average, and he has been great for them throughout in every series. He was huge in the Mariners series in the ALCS, and he's had some big hits in the World Series, including last game. Here comes the 0-2 from Yamamoto. Swung on and missed at the splitter, and he just mows him down with 3 pitches. And little Ernie Clement retired, and don't typically see him just get washed away like that. Nice job by Yamamoto as he just bores that splitter on the outside corner. And man, tough pitch there. But Jays with the man on second, it's going to bring up Andres Jimenez, the number 9 hitter. Nice short little stroke. He's only hitting a $158, but he's had some decent hits. High curveball misses, 1-0. He's shown that he can hit the ball the other way. Look at that, 11 RBIs at your number 9 hitter in the postseason. Yeah, that'll work. Ask the Dodgers how they feel about their number 9 hitter. The guy was hitting below 100. 1-0 the count. Yamamoto at the belt. Here comes the pitch. Splitter in the dirt. 2-0. Good job by Jimenez. And let's see if the Jays can give the Dodgers a little treatment of like what they got. Second time through the order. They're about to turn it over here. Like I said, Jimenez is a tough AB. He'll hit the other way. He's ahead in the count here, 2-0. Let's see if he's sitting on something. Here comes a pitch from Yamamoto. Ooh, swung on and missed at the splitter, low and in. Nice pitch. 2-0. That is nasty. As Jimenez digs back in, and we await George freaking Springer on deck. 2-1 the count. The big fellas. Here comes a 2-1. Fastball misses up. 3-1. Nice take, Jimenez. Nice idea from Yamamoto. Just kind of got away from him a little bit. So 3-1 the count now. Jimenez in the driver's seat. And I'm guessing Yamamoto would rather pitch to him than George Springer. Here comes the 3-1. He's at the belt and the pitch. Ooh, another splitter. Swung on and missed. Man, he's so good with that pitch. And he's got it where it needs to be. It's at the belt or lower. And just diving out of there. 3-2 now. Let's see if Jimenez can get the ball in play at the very least. Don't be surprised to see another splitter coming. So full count here. Yamamoto ready to do work. And here comes the offering. Swung on and hit to the right side. Nice backhand by Rojas. Throws over to first in time. Man, that was a big hop on Rojas, and he backhanded it up near his head. Good job by a guy that isn't in there very often. That is really well done in the field. 2 down, man at third. George Springer at the plate. Grounded out in the first. Hasn't done much in the series, missed a couple games due to injury, and he does look like he's a little banged up. But I would expect that someone's going to need to get George Springer another pair of cleats because if he swings at one, he's coming out of those shoes. 2 down, bottom 3. Yamamoto at the belt, the pitch, splitter inside, misses 1-0. So second time through the order here for the Jays. And let's see. Let's see. Yamamoto, healthy dose of splitters, we know. And let's see if he goes to the fastball more too. Here comes the 1-0 to Springer. The pause. Splitter in the dirt, 2-0. He hasn't really gone to the curveball either. I mean, he's thrown like 2 or 3 of them, and a lot of them were up. I mean, I think he mixed in a couple of sliders, which were not great either, but it's been fastball splitter predominantly first time through the order as the oven mitt is out at third for Barger. And the Jays fans look a little nervous, and I mean, all I got to say is there's a lot of game left. Here's a 2-0. Slider checks his swing, check down to first, and the accountant says no. 3-0. And a lot of these umps learn from that clown in game 3 that they just want to stay out of the way, and all we can say to that is thank you. As Springer grabs his side again, I wonder if Springer even makes it through this whole game. We probably get trap shooter Snyder in for him at some point. 3-0 the count. Does he get the green light? Swung on and hit the right center field, and that's going to be in the gap. 1 run going to score. George Springer comes through. Man, oh man, injured or not, look at George Springer as he gives a salute. The Toronto fans love it, and they chip into the lead. Jays are on the board now, 3-1. The Molson ice is getting cold. Let's go. As we get another look at it here from Big Brother view. Up in the zone on the 3-1 pitch, and Springer just takes what he gets, slams it into right center field. Well done, George Springer. Nice cutoff there by Tommy Edman. And yeah, Springer's grinding hard. It makes you wonder how long he's going to go. And I swear to God, that is John Olerud at first base, the first baseman coach. I don't care what his name says on the back of the jersey. Luke's at the plate, waves at a splitter in the dirt, 0-1. And a good pitch there from Yamamoto. He doesn't seem too scathed by that. He's staked to a 3-run lead. They let him get one. I'd imagine he fights right back here against Luke's. Reached on an error in the first. They did give Muncy an error. Good. They should have. That was an error. 0-1 the count. Here comes the pitch. Swung on. Hit to left field. Hernandez back on it. He's at the track, but looking up, he's got it. And that'll end the inning. But the Jays are on the board as they chip into the lead. 3-1 on the Springer single. Big swing. Needs a pair of shoes. The Jays love it. We'll be back. Hang tight, friends. We are back, friends. Top of the 4th inning. Kevin Gossman back on the mound. Max Muncy up for the Dodgers. 3-1 Dodgers on top. Here's the pitch. Another splitter. Nice pitch there from Gossman as he got Muncy out front as we get the 4th inning interview with Dave Roberts. And Dave Roberts, I'll do some lip reading, just says, I don't know why you're out here again. I told you last game to get the hell out of here in the middle of the game. Biggest damn game of the year. And I just don't really appreciate this. Here comes a pitch, swung on, hit to short. Oh, Ernie Clement all the way over in the hole, grabs it, flicks to first, one down. Well done. Had him played well off the line. As we go back over to the potential governor of California and Dave Roberts' mid-game interview, and Dave just goes, I know our payroll is $600 billion. I know I need to win or I'll get fired. You don't need to remind me. As we get a look through the Dodger dugout, and they look pretty stoked because this is shaping up to be a really good game here. And if it ended right now, we'd be headed for game 7. Here comes a first pitch, swung on, fouled down the right field line, and just outside the infield. Bo Bichette over, grabs it, hanging curveball there to Kike Hernandez, and he just missed it. I'm sure he wants that back. As Dave Roberts ends his interview, well done, Dave. Thank you for doing that for us. As Mark Pryor pretends to talk to Yamamoto in the dugout, and Yamamoto tells his translator, this guy doesn't even know what he's talking about. As Tommy Edman stands in, 2 down, top 4. As we get time here. So Gossman, nice to see him get the first 2 out quickly. They chipped away. They got a run back for him after the 3 he gave up last time in the 3rd. And he's at 61 pitches, not too bad. He could throw 200 if he had to tonight. It's his last game of the year. First pitch splitter to Edman, taken 0-1. Kind of curious to see those seats behind the home plate empty as we get a look at some Canadian broadcasters who they're watching the hockey game, just shaking their head going, wrong sport. There we go. We're good now. 0-1. Here's the pitch. Splitter on the outside corner, and that's a strike. And maybe the umpire was also watching the hockey game because he missed that call. 1-1. Let's hope we don't get too much of that. 3-1. Dodgers on top. Top 4 here. 2 down. Gossman looking for a 1-2-3. Canadian fans seem a little subdued. Swing and a miss at the fastball outside. 1-2. And now they're up on their feet. And now they get it because they could win the damn World Series right now. So you guys better bring the energy. 1-2 the count. Edman did have the double and kick-started the rally in the 3rd. And now the Jays fans are on their feet. And here comes the pitch. Splitter in the dirt. 2-2. Nice take from Edman. Decent pitch from Gossman there, trying to get him to fish. Let's see how he attacks him here. High cheese, maybe? 2-2 the count as Edman prepares. Gossman is at the belt. And here comes the pitch. High fastball swung on. Not high enough. Got in on his hands. He fouled it off. 2-2. We'll do it all over again. As Gossman gets a new ball, gets that Vaseline under his cap, goes to the sandpaper in his back pocket, and he's ready to work. 66 pitches now as Santa Claus makes an interview. Does Santa Claus go to Canada? I'm not quite sure about that. High fastball swung on, popped him up. It's going to be on the infield. Little Ernie Clement over. He gloves it. That'll do it. Nice inning, Kevin Gossman. And hang tight, friends. We'll be back for the 4th as Big Bad Vlad comes through. 2nd time through the order for Yamamoto, through the teeth, that is. We'll be right back. Hang tight. We are back, sports fans. Bottom of the fourth inning, and it's going to be the heart of the Blue Jay order, and this is a big opportunity here. Second time at Yamamoto. As Big Bad Vlad leads it off, here comes the first pitch from Yamamoto. Slider outside corner, right on the corner, 0-1. That's a nasty, nasty pitch there. Vlad hit into the double play in his first at bat. Looking for a little revenge here. As Yamamoto prepares, here comes the 0-1. Fastball up and in, misses 1-1. Pretty heavy diet of hard stuff there for the big man. He got him on the splitter in his first at bat. This is a good little battle here. Here comes the 1-1. Splitter again, waved at and missed. 1-2. Big swing from the big man. Just didn't get it. And man, Yamamoto's location with that pitch is so good. He just can't get hurt with that in that location. Here comes the 1-2, moving very quickly. Same pitch, rung him up, and he got it that time. Man, oh man, I'm telling you, we got some problems back here with Ump. That's a great pitch, but it just wasn't a strike an inning ago. And we're starting to see some spottiness behind the plate. Let's hope it doesn't become an issue. It's well over the plate. It's just low, and it hasn't been called. As Big Brother says, no. Vlad didn't like it. And the blue collar broadcast didn't like it either, ladies and gentlemen, because we don't like an inconsistent. Swung on, hit the left, base hit from Bichette. Hernandez takes it out as Bichette rounds first, and he's aboard with a single. Nice hit there from Bo Bichette. Sorry for the technical issues. I have kids, and they are just killing the bandwidth on the internet. As now the Jays have a man on first, one down here, and that'll put Yamamoto back in the stretch as Godzilla takes some BP mid-game. And I don't really think he needs to take BP. That guy rakes. For a pitch to Varsho, slider inside, fouled off, 0-1. And Yamamoto is ahead of every hitter, and everything is low in the zone, and they're just going to have to claw and grind to get back in this game. Varsho 0-1 with a pop out on the day. Yamamoto is at the belt. Here comes the 0-1. Slider again, inside, 1-1. Nice pitch, nice location again. And at this point, look at this guy. I mean, this guy is incredible. 1 ERA, everyone else 6.5. And you can see why, because everything is at the knees or below. As we get a look at Blake Snell, splitter low again, waved at and missed, 1-2, and he's 1-2. He's ahead of Varsho. As Varsho steps out and says, "Man, I got to slow this guy down a little bit." Mark Pryor, no. 1-2 the count. Yamamoto has his pitch, and here it comes. He pauses and kicks. Hit to second base. That's a double play ball over to second for 1. Back to first, 2. And that's a second double play now for Yamamoto. And the splitter comes through again. 4-6-3. Well done as the Dodgers work on their handshake. Rojas gets it over to Betts at short for 1. Back to Freeman for 2. And that'll end the inning. Nice job, Yamamoto, getting through the heart of the lineup. We'll be back for the 5th. Hang tight now. Welcome back, sports fans. Top of the fifth here. Game 6 of the World Series. Shaping up to be a really, really fine game here. Gossman grinding. Second time through the order. About to go through the third time. Going to be 9-1-2 here in the top of the fifth here. He's going to start it off with Rojas. Outside of the third inning, Gossman was dealing, but they touched him up a little bit there. First pitch, fastball high to Rojas. 1-0. And Rojas had the strikeout in his first at bat in the third. As Gossman is ready. And here comes his 1-0 pitch. Fastball at the knees, 2-0, or 1-1, sorry. So 8 Ks, 2 groundouts, 2 flyouts. And as mentioned, outside of the third inning, he's been absolutely dealing. But he has gotten the ball up. And when he does, I mean, when anyone does, you're just going to get tagged. So here comes the 1-1. Fastball, swung on and flied to right. That's going to be a can of corn for Barger out there. 1 away. And so far, not so good for Dave Roberts in the number 9 hole. I mean, they might have a hit out of the 9 hole the entire series as Godzilla comes back up. And he struck out in his first at bat and then was intentionally walked in his second at bat. As we get a look at Mookie Betts, who finally got a hit. It's been multiple days for him without a hit. But he did have the big 2-run single in the third, which is the difference in this game at this point. Gossman, the pitch to Ohtani, fastball inside corner, strike one. Big zone for the big fella. And this guy is basically a stick of dynamite. You can just keep him at bay the entire time, and you make one mistake, and again, it's gone. So Gossman must be careful here. Here comes the 0-1. Splitter away. Ooh, nice pitch. Misses outside. 1-1. Gossman up to 72 pitches now. Not terrible, and definitely his last start of the season. So just empty your clip. Just let it rip. Pull a Levon Hernandez and throw 150 pitches. 1-1 pitch at the knees, strike 2 with the splitter. Nice pitch. And the Jays fans stand up as they recognize the gravity of the moment. Big pitch here. Got to be careful with Ohtani. 2 strikes or not as he steps out to regroup. And we are ready to go here. 1-2 count. Top 5, 3-1. Dodgers on top in a must-have game. Kevin Gossman at the belt. Here comes the pitch. Splitter away, misses 2-2. Easy take there for Ohtani. And now, kind of curious what Gossman's going to go back to. I'm guessing the splitter again if he's got to have something. As the prayers are out in Toronto. Let's see it. Splitter again, fouled down or hit down the left field line. Luke's over, chasing, and that'll get up into the crowd. And we'll do it again. Nice job by Godzilla to follow that one off. As we get some stats of Ohtani compared to the rest of the team, and we've been watching this series, and this is pretty accurate. We know what's going on here. And those stats from Ohtani, the bulk of that was in game 3. So maybe they could show that too. Just a thought. 2-2. Ohtani patiently waiting as Gossman has his pitch. And here it comes. Splitter again, low, 3-2. So now what? I mean, you just pitch around him and just make someone else hit him? I mean, I don't think that's a terrible idea. But I wouldn't advise leaving one out over the plate for the big man. So 3-2 here. Top 5. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, fouled off. Same pitch again. And man, that's about 4 in a row right there. And at some point, he's going to have to go away from it. Maybe. Ohtani fouled one off his leg, and I'm sure he's fine. As we get another look at who's commenting for the Fox broadcast, and John Smoltz is saying, I could have pitched 7 games straight and struck everyone out. Top 5. 3-1. Dodgers on top. Big at bat here. Shohei Ohtani. Full count. Kevin Gossman the pitch. Swinging and fouled down the line again. And that's, I think, 6 splitters in a row. And that one had a lot more plate. So Gossman might want to be careful. And perhaps the big fella, Mr. Kirk, could go out there and tell him, don't you dare throw one there to this guy. Okay? Okay, last repeat champ. There you go. The Yankees. Go figure. Same pitch again and hit the first. Vlad's got it. He'll take it himself, and that's 2 down. And man, I think that was 7 splitters in a row, and that was a good one there as it was low in the zone. And Otani can do nothing but just ground it over to first as Will Smith trots in. Big RBI double. Got the rally started in the 3rd inning. And if anyone is hitting Gossman, well, it's this guy. He's picking it up. Hit the bomb off him in game 2. Had that nice double on the splitter in the 3rd inning as he steps in here in the 5th. 2 down. Let's see. How does Gossman want to attack him? Here comes his first pitch. Fastball outside corner. No, ball 1-0. Just outside. 80 pitches now for Gossman as Smith steps in. 1-0 count. Gossman's ready. And he's at the belt. Here comes the 1-0. Slider outside corner 2-0. Man. And again, and the other, in the bottom of the 4th, just minutes ago, that location was a strike, and now it's a ball. So, the consistency thing needs to be addressed here behind the plate. 2-0. Slider swung on and hit into the gap. That is right at Luke's, and that's going to end the inning. And Gossman dodged a bullet there because that was loud contact again as he trots off the hill and looks back to Smith and goes, "What the hell do you think you're doing?" But they're out of it, and they're going to be back for the bottom of the 5th. Hang tight, friends. We'll be back. Welcome back, friends, as now our man Miller Time is subjected to the mid-game interview. First pitch fastball inside corner to our man Alejandro Kirk. Bottom 5 here. Dodgers on top 3-1. Here comes and Kirk steps out and says that, and the ump says that's on you, and he goes, "Yeah, I know. Slow down." As Miller Time leans over to the bow tie and says, "Yeah, 10, 12 beers, 14 sometimes. That's what it takes. Whatever it takes is what it takes. That's how many I have during a game." Fastball inside corner, misses 1-1. And he kind of laughs and goes, "Yeah, I know. 1 game away, and if we win, I'll drink 24, 30, 34 beers maybe, but I have at least 12 mid-game. Thanks for asking. Here comes the 1-1. Swung on, foul down the left field line, 1-2. Nice low in the zone again from Yamamoto as he's really grooving now. And Miller Time is having a nice little joke over here with Bow Tie, and it's all about the Miller Times. Swung on, foul ball off his foot, high curveball, and that is not where Yamamoto wants to let that pitch go, especially to the big man. As Kirk just walks it off, nothing can hurt that guy. And Yamamoto's got a new baseball. He gets that Vaseline under the top of his bill, rubs the sandpaper in his back pocket, and he's ready to rip. And our man, Alejandro Kirk, 2 bombs, 6 ribs in the World Series. Let's see if he can get something going here against Yamamoto. The 1-2. The curveball misses 2-2. Nice pitch again from Yamamoto, and that is a common saying. This guy is absolutely nails. I mean, everything is where it needs to be, and it's in, it's out. Man, this guy is good. 2-2. Fastball swung on, fouled off. Nice pitch again. 97 on the black, but the big fella fouls it off. As we get some stats from some of the contributors in the Jays lineup, and they're front and center. Totally sawed me off. 1 second now. Curveball fouled off by Kirk there. An 8th pitch at bat, which he is known to do. Here comes the 2-2 from Yamamoto. Swung on and missed. Splitter inside, and he made him look terrible there. Nice job from Yamamoto. 4th strikeout as the big man goes down. And Yamamoto, there's that splitter again. Lot of movement on that. And man, he looked pretty silly right there. Good pitch from Yamamoto. And at this rate, it's going to take something special to get to this guy. With a 2-run lead, Dodgers are looking mighty tough to beat here. Addison Barger, fastball away, 1-0. Barger's got the pop, 1-for-1 on the day, but it's going to take a mistake from Yamamoto to beat him. As we get the line on him, 4 1/3, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 4 Ks. Here is the pitch, fastball outside, 2-0. And at this point, they just need some base runners because he is just mowing them down. 2-0 as Mark Pryor looks on and just staring into oblivion because he has no idea what's happening right now. 2-0. The pitch, fastball outside corner, 2-1. It's interesting that they always show Mark Pryor when Yamamoto's pitching like he has something to do with it. That guy just used to get shelled all day. 2-1 the count, bottom 5. Dodgers on top. 1 down here. Here's the pitch. Curveball outside corner. Ooh, just missed. Yamamoto cocks his head to the side and says, "Come on, Blue." 3-1. And Barger in the driver's seat here. Let's see if he can get something to hit. Here comes the 3-1 from Yamamoto. Fastball outside corner, and that was a good one. He let it go, and we'll see what comes here on the 3-2 pitch from Yamamoto. And he's already on the slab, ready to work. Barger has to step out and slow him down. Lewis Varlin getting warm down in the pen as Yamamoto is just wanting to get back to work here. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Fastball outside corner, rung him up, and that's a great pitch, and you cannot let that one go. Nice pitch, Yamamoto, and Barger at least needs to offer at that. 2 down, 5th K on the day, and he's really dealing now, folks. Just 73 pitches. He already threw a complete game gem in game 2, and that's just spotting the fastball, and that is so good. As Barger gets rung up, got to swing at that one, buddy. Jays fans looking a little nervous. The Labatt Blues might have to wait. As little Ernie Clement hits one to short, Betts into the hole, and he's not going to get it, and that's going to be a base hit. Nice effort from Betts, but little Ernie Clement gets the base hit, and he's aboard. With 2 down here. Yeah, that's a hit. As John Olerud leans over to him and says, "Well done, little Ernie Clement." Betts got a glove on it, but all he could do is slow it down. Would have been a tough throw anyways, up the middle like that. As we get yet another replay. So 2 down here, bottom 5. Jays finally got a runner aboard, and they'll put Yamamoto in the stretch for the 9-hitter, Jimenez. First pitch, swung on and hit the left center field. Back goes Edman, but he's there, and he's got it. And we're through 5. as the Dodgers are up 2 and Yamamoto seems to be on his game today yet again. Hang tight, friends. We'll be back for the 6th. Welcome back, baseball fans. We are into the 6th inning as the Dodgers, with their backs against the wall, just a few innings away from forcing a game 7. And I know the Canadian fans don't want to see that, but this series has been excellent. If it went 7, I'd be okay with that. As Gossman comes out again, and he's going to go 3-4-5 again. So let's see how he does this time through. Here's his first pitch to Freeman. Fastball outside corner, 0-1. You got to think the end is near here for Gossman. He's pitched a great game outside of that 3rd inning. It's very similar to his start in game 2 where, one tough inning really got to him. But let's see how he attacks the heart of the Dodgers order here. Here is the 0-1 to Freeman. Fastball inside. He jammed him. As Jimenez goes back on it, grabs it, and that'll be 1 down, and well done. Well done from Kevin Gossman there to get the leadoff man. 1 down for Mookie Betts, as we're going to get a replay of his, well, that's the one he swung and missed on, but he got a huge hit in the 3rd inning, which was their entire offense. So anyway, 1 down here, top 6. Gossman at the belt. And here comes his pitch to Betts. Fastball at the knees, strike 1. Man, that zone is, it's just here and there. It's everywhere. 0-1 to Betts. Like I said, 85 pitches for Gossman. He'd go all night if he had to. Last game of the year for him. Here comes the 0-1. Slider away, 1-1. And can Betts capitalize or, build on that previous at bat? The guy struggled mightily throughout the World Series, throughout the postseason. And he finally came through with the big hit. And if this does go 7, the Dodgers really going to need him next game. Here comes a 1-1. Swung on, tapped, foul. 1-2. As Ted Nugent stands up behind the plate and says, "What? That was an out." There's the base hit earlier in the game, which is the deciding factor thus far. 3-1. As we get a look at that weak ass watch party in LA. And we don't really need any of that, do we? Here is the pitch. Swung on, hit up the middle, and not going to do it. Bichette's there, throws the first. Looked a lot better than it did off the bat, but got in on him. Bichette with the backhand over second base and throws him out. 2 down. So Gossman retires the first 2 here in the top of the 6th. As Betts is retired again, that'll bring up Teoscar, bat flip, Hernandez, purple shoes. 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. And again, outside of the home run off Scherzer, this guy has done little to nothing, as much of the Dodgers order has throughout the series. Gossman ready at the belt. Here comes the first pitch to Hernandez. Splitter at the knee, strike 1, 0-1. And I think that's all he's thrown Hernandez, and he just waved at every single one of them. So why go away from it? Here comes the 0-1 from Gossman. Slider low and away. Kirk's setting up outside, and he just kind of spiked one out there, 1-1. So Gossman's done a pretty good job. I mean, the Dodgers got to him in the 3rd, and other than that, he just kind of shut it down. So, I mean, still similar to game 2. It's just another pitcher's duel. Just Yamamoto's been better. Fastball inside, swung on, miss, 1-2, and Gossman's 1 pitch away from getting out of the 6th inning. The Canadian fans are on their feet, and man, as they're running short on outs, still game left, but the way Yamamoto's pitching, this game is getting really, really tight. As it's 1-2 here. Gossman at the belt. Hernandez at the ready. Here comes the pitch. Slider in the dirt. 2-2. Easy take there for Hernandez. Not even close. And let's see if he goes back to the splitter again, as he's had so much success with it against Hernandez. And Hernandez, I think it was in game 2, had the golden sombrero. I mean, the guy had 4 Ks. He's well on his way. This next one would be a hat trick if he gets it. So 0-2 or 2-2 the count. Here comes the pitch from Gossman. Splitter, waved at, hit to short. Jimenez gobbles it up, throws over to first in time. And Gossman with another 1-2-3 inning. He is through 6 as the Jays get ready to turn the lineup over and get their 3rd time through at Yamamoto. And let's see if they can get something going, as he is really cruising now. We're coming into the bottom of the 6th. Hang tight, friends. We'll be back. Welcome back, friends. Bottom six. George Springer leading off. First pitch swinging. Bounding ball to short. Betts has it over to first. And Yamamoto one pitch, one away. And man, oh man. If he gets through this part of the lineup through 1, 2, 3, you got to look out now. Dodgers inching closer to forcing a game 7. They got the right guy on the hill as he is absolutely cruising now. 14 and a third innings, 13 Ks, no walks. That'll do it. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, absolutely dealing here. As we get a little pause in the action, stares out in the outfield. I don't know what the hell's going on, but did someone run out on the field or something? As we are watching Dave Roberts finally pay attention. And Yamamoto, in disbelief, says, "Why are you trying to break my momentum?" And we'll step aside for Capital One to try and pawn off some 40% interest rate credit cards on you and, buy now, pay later for a pizza or whatever else, as Nathan Lukes is there. And what the hell's going on in Canada? Thought these Canadians were supposed to be nice. As we pan the crowd and look at some Blue Jay fans. There we go. Lot different crowd than what was in LA. There we go. Okay. Paul Molitor and Jack Morris. Yes, sir. Jack Morris, all-timer from the Minnesota Twins, 10 scoreless innings in the World Series. Who could forget that? Lot different crowd than LA. As we are ready to rip here. And no, we're not. As Yamamoto is just going to continue to warm up, breaking the action. Like I mentioned before, live watch along with the Fox broadcast. I have it turned down, so I don't know what the hell's going on out there. But if I had to take a guess, I would say some drunken Canadian ran onto the field. Let's hope everyone's okay. Hang tight now. Nope, we're back. And Yamamoto is ready to work. First pitch to Lukes. Curveball misses 1-0. So bottom six here. 3-1 Dodgers. Yamamoto is dealing. And you got to have it here for the Jays as they're going through the teeth of the lineup. Curveball over 1-1. Caught a lot of plate, but caught Lukes up out front. Only 78 pitches for Yamamoto, and you got to think they're just going to let him go the entire way. I mean, why wouldn't they? Their bullpen's been spotty the entire time. Fastball outside misses 2-1. I mean, there's some live arms down there in the Dodger pen, but I mean, I don't think Dave Roberts could count on any single one. He's certainly not bringing Kershaw's tired ass out of the bullpen. 2-1 the count. Fastball waved out on the outside corner, 2-2. Great location from Yamamoto, and nothing is phasing this guy, as he is already back on the slab and ready to do work here. Here comes the 2-2 as Miller time looks on. Splitter in the dirt, 3-2. Nice job by Lukes to run it full as Ted Nugent stands up again back there. And the Jays fans seem a little subdued. They were kind of foaming at the mouth there in the first couple innings, but here they go as they start to get onto their feet. The full count pitch on the way, swung on and hit to center field. Looks like a can of corn there for Tommy Edman. He's under it, and that's 2 down. And as we've said many times throughout this game, first 2 up and first down as Big Bad Vlad comes up as we get some October numbers. Barry Bonds. Too bad they didn't win the World Series that year. Real bummer. Albert Pujols, Randy Arozarena. That's some tall cotton there, I tell you. 8 dongs, 27 hits, 15 ribs. That'll do it. As the first pitch from Yamamoto is on the way. Fastball inside on the inside corner. Splitter. 0-1 the count. Here comes the 0-1 from Yamamoto. Slider away, 1-1. So he's been given Big Bad Vlad a pretty heavy dose of splitters as we get to look at Gossman's line. And poor Kevin Gossman has just run into Yamamoto twice in this World Series. He's actually pitched really well. Here comes the 1-1. Change up, slapped into left field. That looks like it's going to get down, and it's going to bounce up against the wall. Kike Hernandez overruns it. Vlad trotting into second base, and now the Jays are in business. 2 down, but they got a runner in scoring position, and of course, it is Guerrero. It's always Guerrero. Big bad Vlad takes a curveball and just drops the hammer on it and slaps it into left field right over Hernandez's head. There it is right there. And look how damn powerful that guy is. Front leg, one arm, double, almost out of here. I mean, this guy is incredible. Look at that. Just boink. And then Hernandez, that was just a suboptimal effort by Hernandez getting after it. I don't think he throws him out at second anyway. But the Jays are in business as Bo Bichette's going to step up. And let's see if they can get something going here because Bichette's got a quick little stroke. And okay, we're going to take a little pause here now as we get a look again at some postseason stats. Meeting on the mound, Mark Pryor comes out with the translator, and the translator looks at Mark Pryor and says, "Dude, you always used to get shelled. What are you going to tell my man?" And then Yamamoto leans over to his translator and says, "Why is this clown talking to me? This guy is terrible." So now we're going to get some look at Vlad Sr. and Vlad Jr. Pretty cool. Vlad Sr. was a hell of a player in his day. But I'd really like to get a look at the back and forth between Yamamoto, his translator, and Mark Pryor. As now the translator is walking Mark Pryor back to the dugout and say, "Don't ever do that to my guy again. Just never." As Vlad takes his lead off second. We are bottom six here, and this is a big at bat for the Jays, and they would really love to have it here. Bichette, 1 for 2 on the day. Here comes the pitch. Curveball outside corner. Nice pitch from Yamamoto. Bichette out on his front foot, takes it 0-1 the count. Base hit definitely scores Vlad here. Bichette, one of the better hitters in the Jays lineup. Here comes the 0-1 from Yamamoto. High fastball taken 1-1. The Jays fans are on their feet now, and they should be because this is a big, big moment here. See if they can chip away at this lead. They were able to scrape one out of them before. Let's see if they can chip in a little bit more. As the prayers are out in Toronto, here comes the 1-1 pitch. Yamamoto at the belt, and here it comes. High fastball, misses 2-1. So Bichette takes 2 quick fastballs up. And let's see if Yamamoto goes back to the splitter. That's been his go-to pitch the entire night. As Captain Jack Sparrow has made an appearance. And again, adults should not be wearing costumes, okay? I don't care if it's Halloween. 2-1. Here comes the pitch. Slider swung on, fouled off, and the helmet comes off. It'll be 2-2. And Bichette was out front again. Nice pitch again, outside corner. As we're going to do it again here. 89 pitches for Yamamoto. Okay. What are we doing here? We're getting some pictures from 2019. Why don't we just watch the ball game? How about that? 2-2 the count. Bottom 6. Dodgers up 3-1. Big, big moment here for the Jays with the cleanup hitter up with a man in scoring position. Jays fans on their feet. Can Bichette get it done? The 2-2. High fastball misses 3-2. And Yamamoto has been up with the fastball multiple times. And let's see if he goes back to the off-speed pitch because that fastball is just getting away from him a little bit. As Lenny Dykstra, Dalton Varsho is on deck. He's on deck. And here comes the full count pitch from Yamamoto. Swung on and fouled off. That slider caught a lot of plate, and Bichette just missed it, boy. I'm telling you, that was out over the plate. And he took a big hack at it, just got in on him as Robleski, probably one of the only reliable relievers in the Dodgers pen, gets warmed up. And yeah, it's pucker time right now for both teams as we're getting late here. This is a big, big pitch. 3-2 the count. Yamamoto steps off, and we'll do it again. As he's got his pitch. Lewis Varland looks like he's ready to go down there in the Jays pen. Got to imagine Gossman's probably out of the game. Every run counts now in this little grinded out pitcher's duel. Here comes the pitch. Up and in. He walked him 3-2. And there'll be 2 on for Dalton Varsho. And you wonder, is Roberts going to yank him here? He's got the lefty getting ready down there. Mark Pryor's looking for the camera because he doesn't want anyone to see him because he's not even watching the damn game. Yamamoto goes to the rosin bag. And he's at 92. He just crested 100 in game 2 when he threw the gem. And they're going to leave him in, and I don't think that's a bad idea. I mean, the guy is Ben Nails. Let's see what happens. Big moment here for Varsho. Got to have it for a Jays here. Here comes the first pitch. Swung on and fouled off. Splitter again, and it looks like it caught Will Smith where you don't want to get caught. Tough job being the catcher there, I tell you. 0-1 the count. Yamamoto ahead again as we get a little game summary here. First 3-run inning of the World Series for the Dodgers, and Mookie Betts finally off the snide. Big hit there. His Yamamoto, biggest at bat of the game here for him, trying to work out of the jam. 0-1 to Varsho. Here comes the pitch, splitter low, 1-1. And the Canadian fans can taste it. They know something's brewing here. We're hanging with them. We know it's hockey season, but they're just hanging on for this baseball thing. And we like to see it. 1-1 the count. Yamamoto moving quickly. The prayers in effect. Here we go. The 1-1. Swung on, tap foul down the right field line, and it's 1-2, and it was a splitter again. And what does he go with? Is he going back to the splitter, or is he going to try and blow him away with the high fastball? But it's one or the other. 95 pitches now for Yamamoto. Robleski ready in the pen. Not going to matter as they're just sticking with him here. Big moment. Alejandro Kirk on deck. Here comes the 1-2 from Yamamoto. He is at the belt. Splitter swung on and missed, and he got him. And Yamamoto, as he's done the entire series, works out of a jam, and he goes to his main pitch, the splitter. And man, oh man, look at that. That is so nasty. Man, that is such a good pitch. And when he needs it, he gets it. Yamamoto through 6. The Jays fans, I can sense some tears. Oh my goodness. Looks like we're knocking on the door of a game 7. Hang tight, friends. We'll be back. We are back, baseball fans, and we are into the 7th inning as we are preparing for the late stages of Game 6 and the Dodgers on the doorstep of forcing a Game 7. And Lewis Varland is in to face Max Muncy. First pitch slider, low and in. Misses, 1-0. Varland, 14 innings pitched, 7 earned runs. Not ideal. 16 Ks and 3 walks. Varland's been a little spotty. as the next curveball is up over the plate. Caught a lot of plate, and Varland's been known to do that. This guy's got a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, and yeah, he just catches too much plate, to put it nicely. Here comes the 1-1. Fastball swung on and hit to right field, but not hard enough as Barger's in on it and one down. Nice job, Varland, to keep it to get the leadoff man. And at this point, Varland just needs to get it done. Like he needs to come in and shut it down and just maintain this 2-run deficit because I don't know if they're going to be able to score against Yamamoto. The guy's absolutely nails. As Dave Roberts up and off his perch. Curveball inside, strike one to Kike Hernandez. Gonna look down at Tyler Glasnow, pitcher from last game. Nice effort from Glasnow. As the 1-0-1 pitch is on its way. Curveball swung on, fouled 0-2. And Varland quickly ahead of Kike Hernandez. And yeah, when you're facing the bottom of the order, you just need to come after him. So it's good to see Varland doing that because he's been prone to get behind guys. Here comes the 0-2. Jays fans on their feet. High fastball misses. 99 up in the zone. 1-2. So Hernandez digging in, ready to work. 0 for 2 on the day. But he does have some pop, and you got to be careful with this guy, as he did have a home run in the last game as well. Here comes the 1-2. Curve. It was a little slider up in the zone. Checks his swing. Accountant says no. 2-2. And if you're the Dodgers at this point, I mean, this is the guy. I mean, aside from the one inning against Gossman, they haven't really done much. You know, the Mookie Betts single here and there. Curveball outside corner misses 3-2. But yeah, you'd love to just pile it on right now and just coast into Game 7. But not quite there yet. As he runs the count full. Nice job by Kike Hernandez to get the count back to full. And Varland with the 3-2 pitch swung on, fouled off, and we'll do it again. And Varland's always blowing in his hand like he's cold. I don't really understand it. It's a dome too, right? He was doing that crap in LA too. I don't really get it. 3-2. Varland on the bump and ready to work. Here comes the pitch. Fastball outside corner struck him out looking. Varland's pumped. 2 down there. Nice job to get the first 2 as he just wants to get him right back up to the plate. 2 down now. As we get a look at Ken Rosenthal's bow tie again, which doesn't really help anyone, does it? 2 down here, and it'll be Tommy Edman at the plate. Edman had a double earlier. Here's the pitch. Changeup, 1-0, misses out front of the plate. Ted Nugent stands up to say hello back in the crowd. Tommy Edman just hitting a measly 174 in the series. This is spotty Jays fans behind the crowd. Oh, 1-0 curveball misses outside. Ouch. Tough pitch to miss there. 2-0 as Godzilla readies himself in the dugout for a potential at bat this inning. 2-0 to Edman. Here's the pitch, waved out at the curveball, 2-1. Nice pitch from Varland. And yeah, I mean, like I said, he cannot afford to walk anyone. He just needs to come after guys. There's no need to put anyone on. Come after them. This is likely his only inning. Just get in, get out. Just get it over with. 2-1 the count. Top 7. Dodgers on top. 3-1. Curveball there. 2-2. And let's see if he finishes him off with the heat like he did Hernandez as he continues to blow in his hand and he goes to the Vaseline under his bill, back to that sandpaper in his back pocket, and he's ready to rip. As the Jays fans getting ready, fastball outside corner, and 2-2, or it's going to be a full count, 3-2. And Varland already on the slab and ready to work. And here comes the 3-2 pitch. Curveball swung on and hit the center field. Not going to do. Varsho camps under it. He's got it. Nice inning from Varland, 1-2-3. And we'll be back for the bottom of the 7th as we're getting close here in Toronto. Hang tight now, friends. Welcome back, friends. Bottom of the seventh we go. And wow, Yamamoto is out. Justin Robleski in to face the Blue Collar Podcast favorite player, Alejandro Kirk. 0 for 2 on the day, fly out and a strikeout. 1-0 the count here. The lefty prepares fastball outside corner, 1-1. Robleski, he does have the mandatory mustache facial hair going for the playoffs. He's got the high knees. Not a bad look. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, fouled down the right field line. And Robleski got in on the big fella, 1-2. So Yamamoto, that closed the book on him. 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 run. And man, that guy is lights out again. Big outing at a big moment. But the Dodger bullpen, let's see. Fastball waved at and missed. 99 on the black. Well done, Robleski. Nice piece of pitching right there as he rings up the big man. And he's got one down here in the bottom of the seventh. So this is going to be a big change of events here with Yamamoto out because he shut him down. And as documented here, the Dodger bullpen has been a spot of bother. And it'll be Barger. First pitch slider taken over the outside corner, 0-1. Robleski, really nice live arm out of the pen. Do not show Clayton Kershaw. He is not going to pitch today. We know that. 0-1. Next pitch swung on, tap to first, or Rojas got it bare hand to first in time. Looks like he got him 2 down. Looked like he hit it right off the plate. Rojas goes with the bare hand at second, throws to first in time, and Robleski has 2 quick outs as we got a replay of it. Nice play there by Rojas, a guy who hasn't played much, so made a couple of nice defensive plays. Hasn't offered anything at the plate, but at least he's been solid in the field for the Dodgers. And there's 2 down here, 2 quick outs in the seventh, as it's getting late in Toronto now. But again, Robleski's been a good arm for them out of the pen, but who else? Little Ernie Clement next takes a fastball up and away, 1-0. Little Ernie Clement has 1 for 2 on the day. He is ahead in the count, 1-0. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on and hit to left field. Kike Hernandez going back at the track. It's up against the wall. That's going to be 2 for little Ernie Clement as he gets it back in. And man, what did I tell you? Little Ernie Clement can hit, boy. He's got low T, but he's got a quick stroke and he can hit a ton. Man, little Ernie Clement hitting around 400. Look at this big brother dirt view. Just, you do not come in on little Ernie Clement because that's what happens. Laser beams heading to the outfield as Hernandez, nice job playing it off the wall there. And again, 2 down. They got a runner in scoring position as he tips his cap to the Canadian fans and says, "We're not done yet." And he's trying to grow out a little facial hair there, which is nice to see. Nice effort from the little guy. And it'll be Andres Jimenez, the number 9 hitter. Not sure what the Jays have in the way of pinch hitter or what you would even do, to replace him. You're sticking with Jimenez, and he's been pretty solid, honestly. He does hit number 9 in the order, but he's got a little bit of pop. He hit a big home run in the Seattle series in the ALCS, had a big hit in LA. He's got a short stroke that he's not afraid to go the other way. So you could do worse than Andres Jimenez. It's Sasaki getting loose in the pen. Another split finger from the APAC contingent. And Miller Time is starting to feel it now. He needs a few. Fastball swung on and miss on the inside corner, 0-1. Robleski, nice looking pitcher here, man. 0-1 the count. Jimenez back in there as Ernie Clement takes his lead from second. Here comes the 0-1. Curveball swung on and missed. That's a weak little swing at the slider there. 0-2. And Robleski 1 pitch away from getting out of it. And he can go any which way he wants to now. Let's see how he gets him here. Guessing slider away, but wouldn't be surprised with the high cheese either, as he has got Jimenez behind in the count 0-2, and he is already at the belt. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on, fouled off. Way too much plate on the 0-2 pitch, and I'm sure Robleski wants that one back. Not a great pitch, as George freaking Springer is on deck, 1 for 3 on the day. The lone RBI for the Blue Jays. Dave Roberts can smell it. The Toronto fans are on their feet and the prayers are out. Here's a high fastball, misses 1-2. Nice idea from Robleski. but it sets up the slider away. Wonder how he goes after him here as he's got the ball and he is already on the slab, ready to work. Fans are on their feet. 1-2 pitch to Jimenez. Here it comes. High fastball fouled off. Nice job, Jimenez. Nice pitch from Robleski. Up and in on the lefty as we get the drone cam footage from up above, the mounted police drone footage. As Robleski gets himself a new ball, rubs it up, back to the sandpaper, and he is ready to work. Here comes the 1-2. Slider away. Nice pitch, but nice take from Jimenez, and it's 2-2. Well done all around there as Robleski steps off. Jimenez, big at bat here. Big out here for Robleski, trying to have the clean inning to hold this at a 2-run game. Here comes the pitch. Fastball fouled off. And again, nice job by Jimenez. That's 97 coming in right at you. And he is hanging in there. He's hanging tough. Let's see if he can get something to hit. Everyone got their rally caps going now as it's getting late for the Blue Jays here. Down 2, bottom 7. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed at the fastball away, and Robleski is pumped, and he should be, as the Dodgers are 6 outs away from forcing a Game 7. Man, oh man, nice inning from Robleski in relief of Yamamoto as he blows away the number 9 hitter. We got 2 innings left here in Toronto. Yamamoto loves it. That's about as excited as he gets. Hang tight, friends. We'll be back. Back for the top of the 8th, friends. First pitch swinging from Rojas. Fly ball to right field. Can of corn. Rojas is retired and 1 down as the Dodgers are going to turn the lineup over. And that's probably going to bring out Fluharty. Yes, as Miller time trots out and says lefty on lefty. He comes out as Godzilla is going to have to go back to the dugout for a second. And we'll pause for Fluharty to get ready. Hang tight, friends. We'll be back. Welcome back, friends. Flu Hardy getting ready to go, throwing some warm-up pitches here as we're getting into the final outs here in Game 6, seeing if the Dodgers can prolong the series. Flu Hardy facing off against Shohei Ohtani. First pitch slider up, 1-0 the count. And man, oh man, the Jays fans look preoccupied behind the plate. Never like to see that. Flu Hardy, 10 appearances, 4 earned runs in the postseason. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and fouled off at the curveball. 1-1 the count. As Godzilla steps back in a big, big moment here for Flu Hardy. As surprisingly, Miller Time is going to let him pitch to him. Here comes the 1-1. High fastball, swung on and missed. 1-2. Challenge the big man, and that'll get the Canadians on their feet. That and free beer, as it is 1-2 now. As we get another look at the high cheese, swung on and missed. Might want to be careful. Up there with the big man. 1-2 the count. One down here, top of the eighth. Flu Hardy. The pitch. Curveball, nice idea. 2-2 the count. As Ohtani, career just 1 for 4 with a double and 3 Ks against Mr. Flu Hardy. As we look at Varland, who came out, here comes the 2-2. Swung on, popped him up into left center field. That's more than a pop up. Varsho back. That is off the wall. That is going to be extra bags for the big man. Man, that didn't look like much. He just popped his bat out there, and he damn near took it out of here as they do that weak little hip check thing, whatever the hell that is. That's got to go, man. But let's look at this here. The big brother Cam, curveball. He was out front. He just kind of flipped his hands at it. Jesus Christ, that guy almost hit it out of here. That was just like Vlad on his double. Just flipped it, and man, he almost took it out the other way. That is some big boy power right there. Man, oh man, look at that. Caught off balance, and he's still off the base of the wall. This guy is incredible. Double for the big man, and they're in business here as they intentionally walk Will Smith. So runners at first and second, one down here, top of the eighth, and the Jays got to have it now. I mean, you're down 2, you're just getting mowed down. Freddie Freeman against Flu Hardy. This is a big, big at bat here if you're a Jays fan. Got to have it. First pitch fastball up and in, 1-0. Freeman has struggled, but again, here's yet another bat where a guy has some serious pop, and you do not want to miss to this guy, and you do not want to mess around with this guy. 1-0 the count. Sparsely populated Jays behind the plate. Don't understand it. Swung on and missed at the fastball, 1-1. How are there empty seats at Game 6 in a closeout game in the World Series? How is that even possible in any stadium in the freaking world? 1-1 the count. Top 8. 3-1. Dodgers on top, threatening big time here and threatening to put this game away and force Game 7. Here's the pitch. Swung on and hit high, and that is in the park. Barger in right field under it. As he camps under it, he prepares to throw, and they're just going to bluff the throw because that guy's got a laser beam arm as he just throws it into the infield. 2 down, though. Nice out there for Flu Hardy. Big, big out there. And that's going to bring up Mookie Betts with 2 down. And Mookie Betts with 2 down got it done in the third. Let's see if Mookie Betts with 2 down can get it done in the eighth. And this would be bigger than the last time because this would essentially put the game out of reach. Jays are down to their last 6 outs. And again, all hands on deck, trying to force Game 7. This is this is a big, big moment here as our man Alejandro Kirk goes out to talk to Flu Hardy, and he says, "Don't mess it up." As Seranthony Dominguez gets warmed up. Seranthony Dominguez has been a pretty good arm for them out of the pen, and the Jays pen has held up pretty well. It's been the Dodgers pen that's been kind of spotty, and they're going to take an extended break. And I guess we'll step aside. Yes, we'll step aside. We'll be back. Hang tight, friends. Welcome back, friends. Top of the eighth, high leverage moment. Mookie Betts up again, as they're going to show his big single in the third, which is now the deciding factor in this game. And he has another opportunity to do the same here. Finally getting off the snide there as he prepares. Big moment here for Mookie Betts. And I mean, they dropped him, they put him in the cleanup spot, and here you go. I mean, this is your guy. Let's see what happens. Sasaki looks like he's ready to go. And Dominguez is in to face him. And here's the pitch. Slider outside corner, strike one. 0-1 gets ahead of him. Like I said, Dominguez, 10 appearances, 4 runs, 9 Ks, 8 walks. He's been in a lot of games in each series. Nice live arm out of the pen for them. Here comes the 0-1. Fastball away, 1-1. So Betts, I mean, he's been grinding pretty hard. And it was nice to see him finally get a hit there earlier in the game. He gets one here, and I mean, it might be game, honestly. Here comes the 1-1. Swung on and fouled off the right field side as he was late on the fastball, and Dominguez got in on him, and he is in the driver's seat 1-2. And Dominguez got that big fastball. We've already seen the sweeper, the curveball. Let's see what he goes with here. As Toronto fans are on their feet, and they know it that Dominguez needs this right here if they want to have any chance of coming back. Kirk kind of shaking off back there. Slider in the dirt. Don't get lazy, big fella. Kirk goes with the backhand. Hate to have a pass ball right now. 2-2 the count. Top of the eighth inning. Dodgers on top 3-1 as they are knocking on the door of game 7 here. And the Jays and the Canadian fans on their feet. Ice skates are sharpened. Here it comes. Slider outside corner. Did he go? The accountant says no, he did not. 3-2. Full count. Runners will be going on the pitch. So we get the big brother view from up top. And no, he didn't go there. Can't ring him up on that. That would be a travesty. Dominguez wanted it. Of course he did. Here comes the 3-2 as Betts nestles into the box, ready to do work. Dominguez has his pitch. And here it comes. Curveball over the. Oh, and he doesn't call it a strike. Curveball up and in. Betts took it. Probably not a strike. Hasn't been a strike all night. Good no call by the umpire there. That's up in the zone and away. The Jays fans wanted it. Dominguez wanted it. It was close, but probably not a strike. Fluharty wanted it. Well, those are his runners out there, so of course he wants it. And Big Brother Umpcam says no. So bases are jacked now. 2 down. The oven mitts are 1-1 the count. Teoscar Hernandez 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts against Dominguez in his career. Big moment here. Dominguez got to have it here. Can't afford to lose any ground here. 2 runs is a big difference this late in the game. Here comes the 1-1. Fastball swung on and missed. 99 on the hands, and that was a pretty weak little swing there. 1-2 as Dominguez is on the doorstep of getting his man here. That is not how he drew it up. That is a pretty weak effort. 1-2 the count. And how does he want to do it here? High fastball or curveball away? He steps off as Kirk calls time. 1-2. And we'll do it all over again. Hernandez looks like a deer in the headlights. Does not instill confidence. But he's down to it. He's got another pitch left. As the Canadian fans are praying here. Late 8th inning. Fastball swung on and missed. He got his man. And Dominguez gets out of it. And that is exactly what they need, is they are going to come with the top of the order here. George Springer going to lead it off as we're coming to the bottom of the 8th. 6 outs left now for the Jays as we are preparing for some dramatics here potentially. Hang tight, friends. We'll be back for the bottom of the 8th. Bottom eight friend Sasaki out of the pen for the Dodgers. First pitch splitter to Springer, misses 1-0. Sasaki 9 and 2/3 inning, 3 saves, only 1 earned run allowed, and a heavy dose of splitters, I'm guessing. Fans are on their feet. Here comes the pitch. Up and in. He buzzed Springer with a 98-mile-an-hour fastball, 2-0. I'm sure he smelled that one. Not too friendly up in there. Ooh, man. But nice arm on the young guy. Looks like he's about 14 years old, but could have fooled me. Could have fooled me. 2-0 the count as George freaking Springer is leading off. Here comes the pitch. Fastball, checks his swing. Did he go? He went. 100 miles an hour fastball up and in. Man, oh man. The hungy hunge going along with that splitter is pretty nasty stuff. As Mr. Pajes is in right field to play defense, and that's because he can't hit. 2-1 the count. Here comes the pitch. 100 miles an hour in on the hands, fouled off, 2-2, and that'll make your hands vibrate there. As Sasaki fights back now, and Springer on the ropes here. As Toronto down to their final 6 outs. They got to have it here. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, foul, hit to the right side, and that's going to get by Freeman. Springer's going to get on as Pajes digs it out. Springer's banged up. I wonder if they go with the pinch runner. He gets completely sawed off and somehow manages to get it down the right field line inside the first base bag. Oh, my God. Look at that. The splitter, and all he could do was just fight it off. And, man, look at this. Oh, God, that's got to hurt his hands. But let's get this look here from Freeman. That's kind of a weak effort there from Freddie Freeman, as he kind of short-armed on the dive. But that'll get the leadoff man on for the Jays, which is exactly what they need. No outs, man on first. Nathan Lukes at the plate. 0 for 3 on the day. Fastball misses outside, 1-0. And the late inning heroics or dramatics are certainly building up, and who knows? Jays are down to their final 6 outs. The Dodgers have their closer in, but can he get the job done? There's a long way to go here. Here's the pitch from Sasaki. Fastball at the knees, strike one, 1-1. Probably the best pitch Lukes is going to see. Might want to be hacking at that because I'm guessing that nasty ass splitter is not too far away. 1-1 the count. Sasaki toes the slab and he is ready to work. As the Canadian fans are on their feet, here comes the pitch. Splitter up and away, 2-1. And Sasaki a little jumpy here. I wonder if Mark Pryor might want to make an appearance at some point. Or does he only come out when his pitcher is dealing? 2-1 the count. Canadian fans are on their feet. The Labatt's are getting ready. The ice skates are getting sharpened. They're just chanting soccer chants. 2-1. Fastball misses away. 3-1. And Sasaki has backed himself into a corner now. And this is not looking good if you're a Dodger fan. 3-1 with that man on deck. And that is not what you want to do, is put base runners on with the biggest, baddest dude coming up next. 3-1 the count from Sasaki. High fastball at the belt, in there for a strike, 3-2. Nice pitch from Sasaki. And you got to think, Luke's got to jump on something. I mean, he's going to come in right here. He has to come in. He does not want to put a man on for Vlad. 3-2 count. Biggest pitch of the night here. On its way. Swung on and hit the center field. That's going to be an easy play for Edman as he camps under it. And that's 1 down. As Springer bluffs the run to second, and he'll trot back to first. And that'll bring up Vlad Guerrero Jr. Nice job by Sasaki to get back out of that. 3-1. And Luke's let a couple of good pitches go. I understand, working the count, but man, oh man, you're hitting in the 2-hole. Come on, man. As Canadian fans are excited now because this right here is their chance to get back in the game. Man on first, 1 down. Vlad Guerrero Jr. at the plate. Here's the pitch from Sasaki. Curveball in at the belt. Strike 1. Splitter, same thing. 0-1 the count. Vlad had the double in the 6th inning, hitting a cool 360 in the World Series as he prepares for the 0-1 from Sasaki. Here comes the pitch. There's another splitter. 1-1. Man, that pitch is really, really nice. The bottom just drops right out of that thing. And to go with the 100-mile-an-hour fastball, not bad. 1-1 the count. As Guerrero prepares for battle. And the beers are still flowing in Toronto. You got to love that. Here comes the 1-1. Splitter swung on and missed. Nice pitch from Sasaki. Great location. And No one's hitting that thing. Look at this. Look at this. This is man, that is absolutely unhittable. That is so good. Great little camera work there from Big Brother. Here comes the 1-2. Same pitch. Oh, and a squeeze job from the ump. Sasaki wanted it. That was probably a strike. And Guerrero gets away with one there. As he 1-2. That looked pretty good. Nice pitch from Sasaki. And where does he go 2-2? Is he going high cheese or is he going back to the splitter? Guerrero 2-2. Jays on the ropes here. Bottom 8. The pitch. Splitter swung on, fouled off, and off his knee. Man, nice job by Vlad to even get a piece of that. That's a nasty, nasty pitch there. As Sasaki goes back to the rosin bag and prepares the splitter. And he's got, look at this thing. Man, that thing is really, really nasty. And how did he even get a piece of it as he fouls one off his kneecap? 2-2. Up and in with the splitter, 3-2. So Vlad works the count full. Sasaki, 17 pitches already in the inning. He's laboring just a little bit. Got the man on first. Bichette on deck. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. High fastball misses. Ball 4. 2 on now for Bichette. And man, oh man, it's really setting up for something big to happen here as Sasaki has walked now a man into scoring position. And they got one of the better hitters up now here with Bichette as the translator comes out and he says to Mark Pryor, "Are you serious, man? You think that we're going to listen to you at this moment? I know all you're doing is buying time." As Canadian fans are going crazy out there, they're probably listening to like, I don't know, what is that, Rush or something, whatever they're into. And yeah, so I would much rather look at Sasaki and the translator and Mark Pryor. Is Mark Pryor's obviously just staring over his shoulder, looking into oblivion, probably looking for a date after the game. And the translator will say, "Really, Mark? I mean, I saw your last season in the bigs. Your ERA was like 9.25, and you got shelled all the time. How did you even get this job, Mark?" So as we pan around the crowd, big bad Vlad at first base, pumped up after the walk, as this undoubtedly could be the game here, as the heart of the Toronto order is up with the man in scoring position, facing the Dodgers reliever. Biggest moment of the World Series, without a doubt, with the Jays and a chance to bring the title home to Toronto. This is as high leverage as it gets. The Canadian fans, the volume's down on my end, but the Canadian fans have got to be going crazy. Labatt Blues are still flowing there in Toronto. Here we go. Splitter in the dirt. Ball 1. Nice block by Smith to keep it in front. It's prayer time and it's beer time as Sasaki has got a full lather going now. 19 pitches in here in the bottom of the 8th with Bo Bichette at the plate. 1-0. 2-run ball game. A base hit into the gap could tie this game as Sasaki prepares. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Big swing and a miss at the fastball out over the plate. That was his pitch, and he just missed it. Sasaki challenged him up in the zone on the outside part of the plate, and Miller Time's thinking, "Damn it, man. That was it right there. That could have been it right there." 1-1 the count. Sasaki at the belt. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, hit to left field. But weakly, Mookie Betts over in foul territory, up against the wall. Nice play, Mookie Betts, as he gets it back into the infield. Nice job, Sasaki, to retire Bichette. Looked like it was going to get out. Betts had to go a long way for that one. Nice little play there, Mookie Betts. Tough at bat for Bichette. And really, it was the pitch before was his pitch, as Mookie Betts had to go a long way into foul territory and corrals that one, as there's 2 down now, and they're 1 out away from getting out of the jam here. Sasaki really having to work for it here. 3-1. Dodgers on top in the definitive Game 6 as Lenny Dykstra lookalike Dalton Varsho comes up 0 for 3 on the day. Bottom 8, 2 down here. Jays. Swung on and missed at the splitter as he trickles away from Smith, but he keeps it in front. And there's no chance Springer's going to make the third out at third base. Only Teoscar Hernandez makes mistakes like that. 0-1 the count now. And the Jays fans can kind of smell a Game 7. And they need something, and they need something quick, as they are getting down to the nitty-gritty, and there's just 4 outs left for the Jays. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Fastball away, 1-1. Cool Hungy on the radar gun. And this little guy can really zip him in there, man. 1-1 the count. Sasaki ready to go. Here comes the pitch. Splitter in the dirt, 2-1. Nice idea, nice location. Do not want to make any mistakes. As Varsho takes a big sigh in as he prepares for a very, very big at bat here. Because behind him, aside from little Ernie Clement, there's not much in the way of pop in the Jays order. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and hit to the right side, but right at Rojas. He funnels it in and tosses the first, and that'll end the inning. Nice job by Sasaki to get out of the jam. And the Dodgers are 1 inning away from forcing a Game 7. Man, what a series this has been. We'll be back. Hang tight, friends. We are in to the top of the ninth, ladies and gentlemen, as we look at adults in costumes, which is never a good look. Just saying. I'm just saying. Yes, no. Top of the ninth inning, and it is going to be Bassett for the Jays facing Muncy. Fastball inside corner, got it in there. 0-1. Chris Bassett been a nice arm, another nice arm out of the pen for them. 6 and 2/3, scoreless, just one hit allowed. As he is ready to do work, and he is at the belt. Here comes the 0-1. Fastball, check swing, and a miss. 0-2, and he's ahead of Muncy, and one pitch away from putting him away. And Muncy, I mean, if you're Bassett here, you just got to get off the field and say your lucky prayers because there's just a couple outs left for the Jays before we're coming back for tomorrow night. Here comes the 0-2 from Bassett. Swung on and missed. A lot of plate there on an 0-2 pitch. Lot of plate there. 0-2. Muncy fouls it off as he readjusts the trap shooters. And he's ready to work. At the bare minimum, you can say for Muncie, he's got the playoff beard going, and that's mandatory. So 0-2 the count. Bassett kicks. Here's a pitch. Low inside. Nice fastball. Nice effort. Ted Nugent stands up in the back and doesn't look too happy as they show the Dodgers' offensive woes. Dave Roberts can't really tell if he's sitting or standing. Guessing he's standing. Here comes the 1-2. High fastball swung on and missed. He got him one down, and Muncie's struggles continue as that will retire one. Bassett coming in and getting the job done. And I mean, if you're the Jays now, it's I don't know. I wouldn't want to say an act of God, but it's the bottom of the order here, and it's not looking too good. As Kike Hernandez steps in, 0 for 3, 2 Ks and a pop out. First pitch from Bassett, curveball misses outside, 1-0. And if you're Chris Bassett, I mean, you need to come after these guys and just get your ass in the bullpen or in the dugout because there's no need getting behind guys at this point. Get in and get out. Here comes the 1-0. Fastball swung on, fouled off, 1-1. A nice idea going inside. Hernandez has got a long swing as he is also wearing the trap shooters. But notice, no playoff beard for Hernandez. Huge mistake. 1-1. As the Jays fans are on their feet, as it's getting really late here in Game 6 now. Well, and they're back sitting down. We'll bear with them. Swing and a miss at the outside fastball, 1-2. Now they stand up. They're still figuring it out, these Jays fans, and that's okay. We get it. Toronto's hockey town, and we appreciate them showing up in October and bringing the energy. So we can bear with them as we see yet another adult in a costume. 1-2. Swung on and missed at the curveball outside, got him 2 down. Nice job, Chris Bassett, as he continues to mow down. He's got 2 down, and he is 2/3 of the way through and just about back in the dugout for the last hope for the Jays as we are in the top of the ninth inning here, 3-1. Dodgers are on top. Tommy Edman stepping in. Had a nice double earlier in the third inning to get the rally going, which proved to be all the offense thus far that the Dodgers have needed. First pitch from Bassett. Fastball hit down the left field line. Luke's over, but it's foul. Just foul. Nice job, Tommy Edman, to get the bat on it. Just tailing foul on it. 0-1. And good job, Bassett, coming right after it. And Game 7, if necessary, same time tomorrow. We can look and see who's going to pitch, and it'll be all hands on deck, assuming we get there. Barring some ninth inning, dramatics, that is the way it is shaping up. Bassett is ready to work, and here comes the 0-1. High fastball hit down the right field line, foul. Nice little backhand from the ball boy there. Nonchalant, just leans over in his seat. 0-2 the count now. As the Jays fans get to their feet, they can sense it. Chris Bassett already up on the slab and ready to work. And here comes the 0-2 pitch. High fastball misses 1-2. And we'll do it again. And Bassett is there, ready to go. Here comes the 1-2. He pauses and he kicks. Pitch is swung on, hit back up the middle, but fielded right by Jimenez over to first. And that'll end the inning. So 3 up and 3 down. And it's the last hope now for the Jays. It'll be Kirk, Barger, and Clement. Last hope. We'll be back for the bottom of the ninth. Hang tight, friends. Well, this is just about it, friends, as we are entering the bottom of the ninth here, getting some highlights of Yamamoto doing his thing. And he was just as good as he was in game two. He didn't go the entire way, but he laid the groundwork for the Dodgers to get to where they are now, which is on the doorstep of forcing a game seven. The guy is absolute nails. As the blue collar broadcast favorite player, Alejandro Kirk, steps up in an effort to get something going here for the Dodgers. As we look in on John Smoltz in the face for radio, as John Smoltz says, if that was me, it'd be a complete game shutout. Sasaki still in to face Kirk, and here we go. First pitch fastball, and my man needs to be offering at that because now he's going to get a heavy dose of splitters. 0 and 1, 99 right over the plate. The big fella, 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts on the day. As Sasaki is ready to work, here comes the 0-1. Fastball swung on and fouled down the right field side as he was late, and it's 0-2. Sasaki in the driver's seat. Glass now getting ready. That's just effort to look like Madison Bumgarner because we know he's not coming in the game. Bottom nine here. 2-run game. The 0-2 pitch. High splitter. Did it hit the bat or did it hit him on the hand? And he drilled him. Man, oh man, the pitch gets away as Kirk's uncle comes out with Miller time. Man, terrible pitch by what happened to Sasaki. Miller time comes over and goes, "Don't worry, big fella. I got a 12-pack stash down there, and I got you. 6 of them on your name right here." As we get the big brother real close up, and it hits him in the wrist. That's got to hurt like hell. Man, that's got to hurt. And luckily, it wasn't the 100-mile-an-hour fastball. That's all I got to say. As he walks down to first, and the big fella be all right. And you got to imagine they're bringing in a pinch runner at this point because you do not need a guy that is 5'5" and 285 pounds running the bases in a 2-run ball game. As the big man comes out, and little Jack Straw from Wichita will come in to pinch run, and that's the right move for Miller time. But the Jays are in business, and who knows? You never know. Justin Dean slides into center field for defense, and look who's coming up. It's pinch hit Granny himself, Addison Barger, double in the third, big swinger, a lot of pop, 2-run ball game. The Jays fans are on their feet. Let's see what happens here. First pitch from Sasaki on the way. Fastball swung on and fouled off. And man, that's a good pitch to hit up in the zone. He just peeled off of it a little bit and hit it back off the left field side. 0-1, Sasaki out in front. And he's been up now. So something to monitor here in the ninth inning. The 0-1 pitch, splitter away, 1-1. And you got to figure that's the pitch that's coming because that pitch is absolutely filthy. And that's the one. Little Ernie Clement on deck, who is 2 for 3 on the day and is a really, really tough out. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Fastball again, and he just squibs it down the left field line. Hernandez coming over, but is it going to get into the seats? And luckily, it just peels into the seats there. Foul ball, 1-2. Kike Hernandez just kind of ran out of real estate there. And not a great swing there from Barger, as he is behind 1-2 now. And this, again, Sasaki, it just seems like he's always in a jam. I mean, the guy's stuff is lights out, and he just gets himself in a jam. The splitter, I mean, he did the same thing in the last inning. The Jays are at the top of the dugout. They want to storm the field, and here comes the 1-2 pitch, splitter away, 2-2. Close pitch, but not that close. 2-2 now, as Jack Straw from Wichita takes his lead from first. Barger steps out to rearrange his gloves, and the Canadian fans are doing their best to stay locked in here. Sasaki ready at the belt. Here comes the 2-2 to Barger. Fastball swung on and drilled into left center field. Dean is back. He's looking up. It's at the base of the wall, and it's a ground rule double stuck at the bottom of the wall. They have to stop that. Jack Straw is scoring from that, but that has to be a ground rule double. They cannot allow that. He put his hands up. I'd imagine that the earmuffs are coming out. And did he score? What is happening? I mean, yeah, that has got to be a ground rule double. Yes. Okay, good. That is right. That is the right call. Addison Barger put a charge into it into left center field, and Dean immediately heads up. Good job by Dean. I mean, he just missed hitting a bomb, hits the base of the wall, sticks into the wall there. Dean puts his hands up, which is the right thing to do, as the ball stuck to the bottom of the warning track and the wall because it was hit so damn hard, it just got, impaled. So Jack Straw is going to have to go to third and Barger at second, but that puts runners at second and third here with no outs. Or no, the run's going to score. Yeah, I don't think so, right? Muncie's talking it over, and now the umpires are going, I don't know the rules either. I mean, you see what happened? And they point out John Olerud comes over and says, well done over there. That's how I used to hit him. And Barger goes, yeah, you did. I remember you. John Olerud walks back to first base. Nice job. Addison Barger, I mean, that guy has had one hell of a series. And look who it is. Little Ernie Clement. And this is big time right here, buddy, because little Ernie Clement has got a nice short stroke, and this guy can hit, man. You got the tying run at second base with no outs, and Sasaki again has backed himself into a corner, and this is getting good. This is getting really, really good now as we see Barger's power to left center field. And that is such a good job of hitting. And the question again here is, what in the hell is up with Sasaki? This guy throws 100 miles an hour, right? And and he's got that splitter. What the hell? And he's out, and they're going to bring in Glass now. Now this is questionable. This this is panic questionable right here. I don't know. I get that Sasaki is on the ropes and he's sweating and he probably doesn't throw more than 20 pitches. How many days rest does Glass now have? This is a questionable call. Hang tight, friends. We'll be back as we are just getting cooked up right now. It's getting real, real good here in Toronto. Hang tight, friends. We're back, friends, as we get the iconic Joe Carter walk-off home run that was also game 6. I mean, it's setting up for it right now. I mean, you got 2 on. It's there if they can get it. I mean, that's an all-timer. That's wiffle ball in the backyard right there. You get your name. You don't ever buy a beer again in Toronto. You do something like that. As they went back to back then. And I looked, yeah. So Glass now pitched in the Game 3 marathon game, so he does have plenty of days rest. And he was pretty good in that game. He was a little jumpy here and there, but I guess this does make sense. Second and third, no outs. Little Ernie Clement at the plate. First pitch from Glasnow. High fastball, sawed him off, and that's on the infield. And that is not a good at bat. And that is not what Ernie Clement has done the entire series. And that was just not a good at bat. Man, great job there from Glasnow to saw him off. Wow, that was a really big out. Even a fly ball. I mean, come on. Ernie Clement, say it ain't so. That's a tough one to wear there. As Sam Crow looks at him and goes, what the hell was that, man? High, boring fastball in on the hands. That's just not a pitch you can drive. Great job by Glasnow to get that. Nice job. Number 9 hitter, Jimenez here. Rally caps are out. First pitch curveball well up in the zone, 1-0. So bottom 9 here, 1 down, 2-run game. Andres Jimenez, the number 9 hitter. And look who's on deck. It's George freaking Springer. Man, oh man, it's really setting up. Fastball swung on and hit the left center field. Hernandez in. He's got it. Back to second. Double play. Oh my God, what a terrible way to lose it. Man, Rojas, unbelievable. Barger was trying to score. Good play. Kike Hernandez with the massive defensive play to end the game. And wow, the anticlimax there. Kike Hernandez, can we get another look? Little bloop to left. Thought it was going to get in the gap more. Hernandez down, and he just throws it on the run. Oh, wow, close play. Addison Barger, what, man? That is not how you want to lose the game. 2 men in scoring position, and that's just, let's get a really close look at it here. And he is out. Man, oh man, the oven mitt, not a good look, Addison Barger. And Will Smith likes it. Of course they like it because they're going to come back tomorrow for a game 7. Wow. Miguel Rojas. Nice play, Kike Hernandez. Tyler Glasnow with some really, really good high leverage work there, getting 2 quick outs or 3 quick outs to bail out Sasaki. And what a really bummer way to lose a game when you have the tying run in scoring position. The Dodgers are jacked and they are ready to come back for game 7 tomorrow. Glasnow, the starter, comes in to get it done. Man, oh man. So Yamamoto throws 6 strong and the bullpen gets it done. Feels like the first time in the series that the Dodger bullpen was able to hang on. As Yamamoto, that guy was incredible. Addison Barger, not a good look, man. Getting doubled off at second base, not a good look. We're going to do it here. Kevin Gossman, another tough luck loser, run into Yamamoto. Pitched a decent game, just had a rough third inning. As the Jays fans are totally bummed now, and they should be because we're back tomorrow night for 7, and we're planning on being live again. So thanks for tuning in with the Blue Collar Broadcast. Hope you had a good night out there. As no one wants to talk to Dave Roberts, I'll leave you with this. Ken Rosenthal is 4'10", and Dave Roberts is barely taller than him. So take that for what it's worth. Thanks for tuning in, friends. And bye-bye now.